आपने जो बड़ा DLL वीडियो का सेट जो बड़ा DLL वीडियो का टीसीएस पब्लिक सीधा पंद्रह तरह पुलिस आपने क्या वैसे हाँ हम काम कर सकते ठीक है
So, good morning everyone. So, I know morning is best time to learn, but so I'll try to make this talk concise and little less boring. So this is Sandeep Singh and I will be talking on advanced interactions of WebDriver. So let's get started. So I assume that everybody sitting over here or on the YouTube are familiar with Selenium WebDriver. Okay. So keeping that assumption in our mind, let's move ahead with our tech talk. So it's downloading a file. Downloading a file is not a new functionality which we are seeing over in the slide. It's the most common functionality which are today's web browsers, sorry, websites provider, right? So is there any way if we can automate that? Yes, we can. So you can see that we have some code snippet on the slide. So let's walk through the code, then we will discuss in the flow. So from the first line of code, you can see here that we are creating a Firefox profile object. So first discuss what is a profile. So profile is a folder which Firefox browser create on your system in which it stores the user data, bookmarks, add-ons and other such. Okay. So every time when you instantiate a Firefox browser, it will create a profile folder and it will store all your preferences over there. So like that, we also want our Firefox browser in which we are going to perform testing to have some kind of configurations. Okay. So the Firefox profile class has a set preference method in which we will be passing some parameters. Like in the first line of code, we are passing the folder path. This is the path where we want to download our file. Okay. In the second line of code, you can see we are passing browser.download.folder list comma integer value, that is 2 over here. So actually we can pass 3 values there, that is 0, 1 and 2. If we pass 0, then our browser will download that file onto your desktop. If we pass 1, then it will download to your default download directory, that is the default download directory of the web browser. And if we pass 2, then it will download the file into the your custom folder, I mean, which you have written in the preceding line of code, that is this one. Okay. And what happens if anytime if you have tried to download any file in Firefox, you have seen that it prompts you with a dialog seeking your permission that if you want to download that file or not. So, but we do not want that thing to happen with our Firefox driver, I mean Firefox browser in which we are testing. So we are setting that never ask save to test, and we are passing some MIME types. So by this line of code, what will happen for these MIME types, that is image, JPEG, application PDF, application object string, for these type of files, it will not prompt you with the dialog. It will automatically download the file which you want to download. Okay. And there is another behavior which you might have seen, that when you try to download in Firefox, it will first preview that file into the browser itself. So we do not want that thing also to happen. So we will be setting that parameters to true, so that will not happen with our test. And now we are all set with the configurations which we want to have in our Firefox browser, and we will pass that profile object in the Firefox driver which we have instantiated in the last line of code. Okay. So this is all the codes which we have discussed.
can you just tell me that application slash PDF application
This one.
yeah, that parameter one.
So these are the MIME types.
No, that is the type. The next one, application slash PDF. Yeah, that one, that one.
Yeah. This, if the your file is a PDF type, then it will not ask. Then it will not throw that dialog which we usually see when we try to download.
So any text file I need to go and download.
Yeah, there are different MIME types for that. Okay. So they are numerous. So you can just go Google it out, and which suits best for you, you can pass it in there. Okay. So these are all the lines of code. So it seems little boring. So let's see some code in action.
So can it be done in other browsers as well?
Yeah, we'll come to that.
Okay.
See, this is the folder. Sorry, this is the folder. Where we will be downloading our file. Okay, so currently it is empty, but after we run our script, then you will see that a folder is created over there, and the file will be downloaded there. Okay. So I'm written the same script which we are in the slide in the setup method, and which is under our before annotation. So we just want to have the setup before instantiating our browser. So I made it like that. Okay, so let's move to the test annotation, which where we are actually downloading the file. Okay. So well, we can see that in the by the first line of code, it will just navigate to that internet.herocoop.app.com, that website, and it will find the element with that feature selector, and it will wait for 2 seconds. Then it will create a folder, which in the folder which I have just shown you on my system. Here it will create a folder. So what happens when you click the link which we found by this feature selector, it will automatically download into that folder. Okay, so let's run it. I am not logging anything. This we can see the direct output there.
What is this website?
Uh-huh.
This website is for.
There is a tester called David Hafner. We have created this custom website where we can, yeah. So now I guess JUnit has completed its run. So we'll check the folder. You can see there is a random string for the folder name, and inside that you can see this image. Okay.
Why?
Okay. Let me show you manually also. See, this was the image which we downloaded with our test, and if we click it, it will prompt you with a dialog, but in our case it prompted us. So we'll saving it, and it will get downloaded. But this time it will be downloading in our default download directory. So, so now coming to a question which you have asked, that if we can do this with other browser also.
Right.
Okay. So we can download files using Firefox, which we can use using Chrome also. But in Chrome we have different
So,
methods.
okay, we'll check questions in live chat. Someone is questioning us.
Yeah, you
asking
can tell
questions in
me.
live chat, so we'll tell you.
Hmm. Okay. So are there any caveats with this approach? So we all know that IE is our favorite browser for all Selenium testers, and it is a priority browser in most of our project also. So until and unless if we can automate the downloading functionality in IE, and if it doesn't work, then we can say that that approach we have just followed is not sufficient to test our to make our tests scalable to other browsers. So you guessed it right. Actually, we do not have any such feature in which by which we can download the file using IE driver. So actually it is not the limitation of the IE driver, it is a limitation of the implementation of IE itself. I mean, if you in IE Internet Explorer Edge browser, the way they are implemented in and integrated in Windows, they does not allow the writers of IE driver to implement the download functionality or to give download feature. Okay. So the first thing is we cannot do that thing in IE. And second thing is when the Selenium will click that download link, so obviously it will take some time to get downloaded into your folder, depending upon the size of your file. Suppose the file is a 5 MB, it will take some time, and in turn it takes and in turn it depends upon your bandwidth, your server latency, and many other factors. So we do not want our test to just wait for that thing to happen, because that thing cannot be controlled by Selenium WebDriver. Right? So do we have any better approach for that? So actually we have a better approach for that also, and that approach will work in all the browsers. So what is that better approach? Okay, I will come to the site first. Let me tell me some. Let me tell something. Actually, we should not care if the file can be downloaded or not. No, sorry. I mean, we should not care if the file is downloaded or not. We should only care if the file can be downloaded or not. Right? We only care if the MIME type of the file is correct. If the length of the file is not 0, I mean, it should be expected. Suppose you are trying to download a 5 MB file, and the content length should be 5 MB. Right? So if we are provided with those two information, that is content type and content length, then we will be sure that yeah, functionality is working fine. Okay. So moving to the next slide. So how can we do that? So we can do that by passing HTTP request alongside our Selenium. So we just have to import HTTP library into our project. Okay. So after importing HTTP library into our project, we just need to create a header request, and we will just pass that header request to the server through our testing browser, that is HTTP client, which is either we are using Firefox, IE, or Chrome, in anything. And in return, server will return you a response header, in which it will be having information like content length, content type, and by asserting both things, we can say that yeah, file that functionality is working fine. So let's see the code for that also.
I have a question. In a previous project, there was a project that we have downloaded some PDF files, particular files, and then you have to open that file, get the text, and we have to search for particular keywords if they are existing there or not, some strings, some keywords, right? And for that period of time, that I was using QTP back then. QTP would stop, everything is green. It will let the PDF file download. It will open it, get the text out, then it will search for the keywords. So can we do that thing here? Is there any workaround for that?
Now you are saying that if the file has been downloaded in your system or not,
Yes.
can we check that?
Is after checking
Content.
that,
Selenium can't get the content.
You can use Java to check the folder if the file is downloaded
Yeah,
or not, but
Java.
Selenium
Then
we
we
don't.
You can parse that from content to something or use PDF return Java library.
Yes, we have a PDF text parser. I think Ankit, you have been using in your project, right?
Okay, you mentioned that once we download the particular type of file, it does not give the dialog box anymore when we use that particular code snippet. How does it exactly bypass that dialog box?
Okay. You can see that in the fourth line of code, this one. Okay. Here we are passing the parameter never ask dot save to disk, and we are passing these MIME types. By this line of code, we are setting the profile that for these MIME types, it will not prompt you with a dialog. Okay, so that's why we are not
Is
getting
it
that.
related to the scripts, like it bypasses that particular script that hashes the dialog
Yeah,
box?
it must have been doing something internally which I don't know of. So they it fire who are the people who are written Firefox driver, they know. They don't know.
Can you show that again manually that
Yeah.
downloading the
Okay, sure.
pop-up where it will ask?
Okay.
So this is a Windows pop-up, right?
Hmm.
So you're saying that particular code snippet is will handle this Windows command with bypass.
So this is that better approach we were discussing recently about downloading a file. So okay, in the first line of code we are doing the same thing, navigating to that website. By the second line of code we are finding that link which downloads the file, and after that we are using that HTTP client class, and we are creating an HTTP client object. Okay, and we are also creating HTTP head request object, which we will be executing over HTTP to get the response, and we are passing the link. What is the link? This link. So the second line of code, you can see we are storing this web element in a string link, and we are passing that link over here. Actually, that is a equal to href and anchor tag, that link. So we are storing that link in the string link, and we are passing that link to the head request object HTTP head, and now we are executing that HTTP head over HTTP client object, and in return it will give you a HTTP response object. And now we just need to just fetch that the data we want, like content length, content type. Okay, and accordingly we can assert if it is a correct MIME type and if the value is not zero. Okay, so let's run it. So you can see that actually I have used system.out.println to print the content and content type. You can see that it has printed application of text stream, and the length is some 27908. It's in bytes.
In this line of course, you are checking the content type and length from the browser, right?
The response object which you are getting.
Response object, but we need to validate what we have downloaded in our system, right? So because there is a probability that this value will be correct, but after downloading, sometimes 0 bytes files have been downloaded, right? So
Yeah.
we need to validate that as well. I mean the downloaded file in our system.
Is that
Hmm.
if it is zero, then it is going to return zero.
No, here he's checking from the browser element, right? Not the system, like in the local system, the download file is not
No,
valid.
that is the thing. No, actually we do not have to wait if the for the file to be get downloaded into the system. We are just making a request for that resource on the server, and whatever the resource MIME type and length of the resource it will be getting returned. Okay, it's not like that if the length of the file is 0 KB and it's returning 5 KB, because it's all there.
Is there any way to check in the local?
I mean, we are not actually downloading any file. We are just getting. If you want to download the file, the first approach will work for you, but only in Firefox and Chrome, not in Chrome.
Chrome.
Yeah, Chrome also we can. Okay. Same like downloading a file, uploading is also a common feature which we get to see in our newer websites. So but what happens when you try to automate that? Same way it will prompt you with a dialog in which you have to pass your path, browse, click browse, and go to the folder and pass the file which you want to pass. So that thing is not that thing is just out of reach of Selenium. That thing cannot be automated. So how can we do that? We can just pass the absolute path of the file which we want to upload and just submit the file. How can we do that? You can see over here there is a file name some file.txt. Okay, we are creating a file object, and we are getting the path of that file object, and this is the link which where we are uploading the file. Next we will finding the element which the ID file upload, and click the submit, and here we are passing that path. This path is this one. So let me show you in the code. So I am this file, this one. Okay. You can see it has taken that some file of text. Okay, I put a fade there, I guess.
So 10 seconds wait.
हाँ 10 सेकंड वेट दे दिए थे. Okay, that is down button. It's taken the file. Now it's click the upload button and it has been uploaded. Okay. So any questions for this one, or should I move to the next slide? Okay. This one is the interesting thing. So I have a
Some cases we have, it says that you are sending that file path.
hmm.
Okay, but in some cases there may be condition where the user needs to go and click on that browse button, select that file, to that file upload dialog. So in that case, how we are going to handle it?
Yeah, that is the problem actually. We have to use auto it for that, and using auto it is not a good thing because it only supports Windows.
So action class we can also use.
The robot.
Yeah, robot class we can use. Yes, robot class we can use. Yes, robot class. Yes.
But also I do the thing is that particular Selenium.
No, it is third party. Mhm. Okay, so you all have must use proxy sometime in your life. Like in college, we have YouTube, Facebook, blog. So we just arrive a hacker inside us and use proxy, and even after doing 5 minutes of Facebook, we feel that we have achieved something. So any of you have done that thing? Even for downloading torrent file, also we are using an add-on for proxy, right? So you are doing supporting piracy. Okay. So what is a proxy? Actually, proxy is a server which sits between your web server and web browser, and it will all capture all the interaction, that is HTTP request response happening between your web browser and web server. It will capture everything. Like there is a hacking technique called man in the middle attack. What they do, they intercept everything. Yes.
The intercept and manipulate
Yes.
send to both parties.
Yeah. Same thing we can do with browser more properly also. Actually, there was a requirement in my project that I had to capture an AJAX request. So I cannot, I don't know how to do that. If I can capture that AJAX request from Firebug. Manually, we can see that it's happening by opening the Firebug, right? But how can we do that using Selenium WebDriver? So I came across this open source utility, so which we can integrate with Selenium, and which just captures all the network traffic, and it will store in a HAR format, that is HTTP archive format. We will take that HAR file and we will convert it into a text file, and that text file will be just it's a JSON file. We just need to pass the JSON, fetch the required data which we want, and we are good to go. Okay, so this you can see in the first line of code, we are creating a browser mode proxy server. Okay, so we have created the proxy server, proxy object there, and in the next line of code, we are using dot start method and we're passing an integer value that is 0 over here. So just that start method takes the port number in which you want your proxy to listen all the HTTP interactions. So you can pass any value, but I will say that we should exclude that standard HTTP ports, like we use 80 for HTTP connections, 25 for HTTP or whatever is that. So we can avoid using those ports, and apart from that we can use any port. Okay. So we are using start method to start the start proxy on port number 0 over here. Okay. Next, what we are doing, we are creating a Selenium proxy object. Okay, that is an object of proxy class, and we are passing that browser mock proxy object into that over here. Okay. Okay. And now we want our now we want our WebDriver to pass all the interaction which it is making with the web server to pass over that proxy, right? If we are not passing that proxy object in if we are not asking WebDriver to pass all the HTTP interactions over that proxy object, then it will not capture anything. We need to explicitly tell WebDriver to pass these interactions over a proxy that is listening over port number 0. Okay. So for that we are using the desired capabilities class. We are enabling the capabilities to capture request content, response content. There are other parameters also we can pass. Okay, so in my case I am only capturing request content and response content. Okay. So we have given the capability to WebDrivers. Next we are creating a har file, and it takes a parameter string. And in my case I have passed my har file. It is the name of the file which you will be giving. Okay, if you do not pass anything, it will create a file according to your page name or domain name, something like that. Okay. Now everything is set. Now we are just navigating to our goalplan.com, and after that it has navigated, it has created the har object. Yes. So we have to just get that har. So how will we do that? We will just call the get har method. Okay, and it will just store all the har file in the that har object. Okay. Now you will be now actually what happens in practical situation, we have to put a thread.lib after this. Okay, because it takes some time to write into the file. Okay. So after that we will be passing proxy.stop. It will stop the server gracefully, and the driver.quit. Okay, so let's see how this works. So this is a folder where I there where captured network data will be downloaded here. Okay, so this folder is currently empty. So after running the script, you will see a text file is created over there. Manual. Okay, now we have to wait for 20 seconds. I have switched to that way so that it might not fail in between signals. शीशा बोर हो रही हो गया. Okay. You can see it has created a file. This is the network traffic it has captured. I mean, I am just navigating to our ballpen only. So this much it has already captured. If you navigate to multiple pages, that file will become bigger and bigger. Okay, and you can see this is a JSON format. So this is all about browser or proxy. So any question for that? Or should I move to next slide?
Next slide.
Okay. Basic authentication. So we all know that there are some protected resources, files, which we store in our server, which we cannot just access by making a request for that file. It requires some kind of authentication, right? We have to give username, password, and all that. So what happens is that uh, HTTP supports different mechanisms to uh, support access to protected resources on the web server. So there are many methods like basic authentication is there. There is a digest. There is NTLM. But in our TikTok only, we will be discussing basic authentication only. Okay. So what happened when you try to access that file on the server through the web browser? So on seeing that anonymous request, the web server will just reject that request, and it will pass you a 401 denied message. Okay, and it will also pass you a header with name www-authenticate, right? And in that header, the value will be basic. Okay. So on seeing this basic word used in the response, the HTTP client, which is the web browser in our case, it will be forced to use a basic authentication. It will throw you a dialog seeking your username and password. Okay. So there you can also see there is a real and we are passing some string over there. So what is a real? Actually, the meaning of real is a kingdom. So in server, what happens is that the files, different files, the password protected files are stored in different locations. Okay. So and each location is called a real. Okay, and we can give them that a name, like you can give Saurabh real, Abhishek real, my real. Okay, and that real will be containing multiple files, and that will require your username and password to enter. Okay.
So here you are just passing the server location where in the server where the file is.
No, we are not actually this is not the request we are making. Okay, actually this is the response. Request is suppose we are making a GET request for a file that is password protected.
Okay.
Okay, and on seeing that request, the web server will reject it. Okay, it will send a response object 401 denied message, and this with this value in the authenticate header. Okay, and when the client, the HTTP client, that is web browser in our case, will see that basic thing, basic word over here, it will throw your dialog. This one is for Firefox. Okay, this dialog will differ for different browsers. Okay, but the common thing will be it will ask you for username and password. Okay, when you enter the username and password, so the client will again make a request with the username and password, and actually what it will do, it will get a request and it will encode your username and password in a base64 format. Okay, so you can see in the next slide. Okay, you can see this is the second request which we have made, and you can see in the authorization header we are passing basic, and this is some random string. So this is random. This random string is not encrypted. It is just a base64. You can take this string, decode it using a normal base64 decoder. So generally, this basic authentication is not used with HTTP because anyone sitting in between your web server and web browser can pass this string, decode this base64 string, and get username and password. So generally, people use with HTTPS only. Okay. So this string is nothing but your username and password, okay, separated by colon. And if the server sees that if the username password is correct, it will authorize and it will give you the resource which you are looking for. So let's see how it works. You can see over here it has prompted with username password dialog. Okay, if you are not passing anything over here, we are just clicking OK. Sorry, it will keep the not authorized if you are clicking cancel. Okay, if you have not given username and password, it will not give you access to that site. So what we can do that we can actually pass the username and password in the URL itself. Okay, let me show you that. This one was the URL which was asking for username and password. Okay, now okay. The user and password for that file was admin and admin. Admin was the username, password is also admin. Okay, so you can see I am passing that user and password in the URL itself and at the rate of that URL. Okay, and if I click enter, see it has allowed me access. Yeah, so this is automatable, right? We can just append the user and password in the URL. But then also let me show you. Actually, it is passing admin at the admin for an admin, so it is allowing access. Okay. So any questions for that? No one is asking question on YouTube.
We are looking at it.
For
Let
this,
us PD by the way.
Okay.
this URL is not secured. I mean, anyone can use this
Yeah, that's
particular
what.
URL,
Yes,
username
yes.
and password.
Mhm.
This is not that secured.
I mean, security that no one is going to just get your laptop and get the password. What will they do? They will just sit between you and your web server and they'll intercept everything. And if you are passing username and password in this way over HTTP, then it will they can easily decode it, right? So generally this mechanism is used along with HTTPS. Yeah, that way HTTPS has its own encryption mechanism, so they cannot even they get this thing they cannot decrypt it. Okay, so moving ahead with our next slide is cookies. Okay, so what is cookies? Cookie is a text file which our web server stores in our system, so that yeah, yes, so that it can identify that it is the same user which has been navigating to different pages. Actually, cookie was just invented for that thing only because HTTP is a stateless protocol. Each time you make a request to the web server, it will not identify that. It will not be able to identify that it is the same user navigating to different pages. So the concept of cookie was introduced. So it's nothing but text file in which it stores user settings, user preferences, and other stuff. Okay. So cookies consists mainly three things. First thing is it will contain the domain name. It will contain some random string which is a unique ID. Yeah, that is unique ID for that user.
Just an ID kind of.
Yes, and the expiry date. That's the date after which that cookie will no longer work. Okay. So basically there are two types of cookies: session cookies, persistent cookies. Session cookies are those are active unless till you have opened your browser. The time you close your browser, session cookies expire. The second one is persistent cookies. It is a cookie which is stored on your on your system, on your machine. Yes, yes. So each time you make a request, that cookie will be sent along with your request. Okay. So can we manage that cookie? Suppose let's take example. We have a e-commerce website, okay, where we are having 5,000 test cases, okay, for different functionalities. What we do, we we will be logging in into that website each time, okay, and testing some XYZ functionality. Okay, suppose we have, let's take example for C functionality XYZ. Okay, for first test case we are logging in testing functionality X. Okay, for second time we are logging in testing functionality Y. Third time also we are logging in and testing functionality Z. So what we are doing over, what is killing our time? The logging functionality. We are testing logging 3 times, but it should be tested only one time. So how can we just avoid that thing? So we can do that by using cookies. Okay. So we have Selenium provides us with some methods. So let's see some methods, then we will check the code. Okay. So these are the built-in methods. As the name suggests, get cookies will return all the cookies for that domain. Get cookie name, it will return you the cookie for a particular name. Okay, a specific name. There is delete cookies. There delete all cookies. These are the methods which cookie classes we use. Okay. So let's see some code. Okay, what I will do here in my test is that I will go to ourgoalplan.com. I will log in using my credential. Okay, then I will quit. And in between, I have fetched all the cookies for my login, for my authentication, and I will add that cookie in the next instance of my driver. Okay, and I will go to that login page and I will refresh it, and you will see that I do not have to log in, use my user credential. It will automatically log in. Okay. I'm passing user and password, clicking login button, it will navigate to goal sheet. Okay. Now we have pasted all the cookies over there. Next time also we are going to that login page. We are not passing anything. We have added cookie. We are just refreshing the page. You can see. You just refresh the page, it gets logged in. It is not logging in. Oh. Okay, actually I'm deleting all the cookie and but in between I can show you. I am printing all the domain name, cookie name. These are the cookie name values or which I paste. Okay. Okay, it has set all the cookies. Now it is again navigating to the login plan, our goal plan. We will not be entering username and password. We will just refreshing the page, and it will see. You can see in the title. Okay, it's logged in. What was happening in the last case was just after this line of code, I was deleting all the cookies and refreshing the page. It will log in. Okay. So this is a functionality which can save a lot of our time if we have large number of testers. Okay, so anyone have any question? No? The most boring side. this one. I didn't add anything to write. I just pasted the code over there. So drag and drop is functionality which Selenium provides us. Suppose there is two elements we want to drag and drop it somewhere. So we can do that thing by two methods. Okay, and those both methods are present in the actions class. Okay, the first one is the drag and drop by, and the second one is drag and drop only. So what is the difference between both of them? The only difference between both of them is you can see over here we are passing some integer value over it, 300, 300. So it is the XY coordinate of your web page, where I mean where you want to just drag and drop your element. Okay, and in the second method it is source and target your element. I mean, as the name suggests, it will take the element from source and drop it the target. Okay, there's nothing much to see over here. So if anyone have any question, can ask.
Can we drag a file from the folder, element, folder explorer to the web browser?
I don't know. Actually, this line of code also will not work if we have updated your Java to 1.8. It was not working for me. I don't know. I tried to search in Google, but I was not getting anything. This drag and drop functionality Selenium has provided, but it is not consistent.
Also, HTML5 it is broken. With
Yeah,
HTML5.
yeah. I was just exploring in that GitHub issue. HTML5 it is not working. Why I thought I should delete it. This slide from my GitHub.
Sandeep,
Hmm.
that drag and drop file will be drag and drop to the particular coordinates.
Yes. This one is X, this is Y. But here is source and target.
Source and target.
We should move to the next slide. Okay, WebDriver is okay. So actually we all crave, or if WebDriver can provide us, I mean, more logging details, right? When I started automation, what I used to earlier do, which has been trend in the troll these days, I used to look at my code consistently and I was listening, okay, the error यहाँ पे है. हम मैं डिबग भी नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मैं देख रहा हूँ, अच्छा यहाँ पे एरर होगा, कुछ कर दिया, रन किया, नहीं हुआ, अच्छा ठीक है, फिर देख रहा हूँ, ठीक है, ऐसे करता था मैं पहले. So why? Because there was not good logging functionality there. I mean, we want that WebDriver should log each and everything. Suppose we are going to click an button, it should log that I am going to click a button. After I click the button, it should log me that yeah, I have clicked the button. So how can we do that? So there are two classes for that. The first one is event filing WebDriver, and the second one is WebDriver event listener. So what event filing WebDriver? It is just a wrapper class which gives the capability to your WebDriver to fire events. And the second one is WebDriver event listener. It is actually an interface. So it will just listen to all the events which event filing WebDriver has filed. Okay. So we can so actually WebDriver event listener is the interface, and there is a class which name is abstract WebDriver event listener. Okay, so we have to implement this interface in our class. Okay, in our test class. Okay, so it is an interface, then we have to I mean define each and every method listed into that interface. Okay, so instead we can, what we can do, we can use abstract WebDriver event listener, which has the dummy implementation for all the interface methods. So we can only override those methods only which we want. Like if we want only navigate method to work, okay, or we click method to work, the event listener to work, then we can override only those two methods only. So let me quickly show you the code. So these are the methods, okay, for event listener. Before navigate to, after navigate to, okay. So what before navigate to will do, if you are going to navigate to a URL, it will through that, it will log that I am going to navigate to some that URL. Okay. After it has navigated, it will log that yeah, I have navigated to that URL. Okay. Let's see that in code. You can see I have created an event handler class over here, and I am implementing this WebDriver event listener. Okay, so I am implementing this WebDriver event listener interface, so I have to define every method in that interface, right? So I have created this demo method and put system.out.println. Okay, now I have to extend that event handler class to our new test class. This is our actual test class. We are extending over here using extend keyword. Okay, and what will happen? See, we are creating an object of event pairing WebDriver, and inside it we are passing our type of driver object. Okay, we are creating a handler object. This handler object of is the object of the class which we have just created to handle events, to listing of events. Okay. So what are the steps we need to do? We just need to call the register method over event handler. What it will do, it will register your the listener for your handler, that event filing WebDriver, so that it can listen everything, every event which the WebDriver is going to perform on the website. Okay, so let me run it. I am navigating to our WordPlan login page, clicking the login button, so it is showing invalid credentials. Okay, you can see that it has log that just before navigate to inside the upper navigate to. Okay, so we can just, if we want more login details in for our application, we can use that event filing WebDriver and event handler. Okay. So these are so do you have any question for this? I think no one on YouTube also. Okay. Okay, so that's it for today's talk. Thank you all for coming. Yeah. Please like in the YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandeep.